Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice and to My Choice Tuesday. Today I want to dive into a singer that I've heard a lot about, and I have heard a few of their songs, I think, on the radio a couple times, but everybody talks about his voice like it's extremely wonderful, and they refer to his performance of Bohemian Rhapsody as being extremely great. Now, for me, Bohemian Rhapsody is just one of those songs that if you're going to sing it, and you're going to do well, you have to be able to share something that is compared to Freddie Mercury. So I'm really curious what is going to be so amazing about this version. So today we're going to be listening to Panic at the Disco and their performance of Bohemian Rhapsody. Specifically, I'm going to be investigating Brendon Urie's vocals for the first time, and I'm really excited. Let's get to it.
Now, we're going to do a song by one of my favorite gay human beings. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy. Because I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Anyway the wind blows doesn't really matter to me.
Okay. Some really fun first impressions. First thing, I'm wondering about these background vocals. Were they in the backing track? It looks like some of his band members are singing too, not sure, but they're super clean. Really, really nice backing vocals. He obviously has a really huge range. Like very, very huge. And the way he approaches his vowels seems to come like more from a rocker sort of background than a classical side. So I'm really curious to hear how that evolves. I think it's gonna be very interesting. And I really like the way he uses his vibrato. It's fascinating. He's able to control the speed of it. And not only like how he's able to have no vibrato at all, but he's also able to suddenly speed it up, especially towards the end of the notes, which does feel a little reminiscent of Freddie Mercury for sure. And massive respect too for playing the piano while doing this. I'm going to go back to the beginning so we can catch it one more time.
We're going to do a song by one of my favorite gay human beings.
Good intro.
Is this the real life?
Yeah. I think that blip right there, I think that's just in this recording. So I don't think that was happening in the concert, but I might be wrong.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy. Because I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low.
So I'm finding like so much fascination already in his sound because I hear he's like in a really lightened area of his voice. So he's taken out a ton of the weight, but he still has a lot of core in there. So it sounds like it's a head voice that's really, really high, but every now and then it sounds like he's flipped into falsetto. So I'm just like, whoa, are you mixing some of these together? What's happening there? I definitely need to get to know his voice better to be sure what's happening. It's really smooth though in the way he's using his breath for entrances. There's a lot of great things that are happening. Okay, back a little bit more and then keep going.
I need no sympathy because I'm easy come, easy go.
just a little note about this vowel modification on the top. So at the very, very top, he's not singing me, a really bright E vowel on a top note like that. That format essentially just doesn't align up with the pitch very nicely, which can make it sound a little bit harsh or squeezed. So he's doing something really smart with modifying it and rounding it out a little bit. So instead of me, he rounds the lips me essentially and gives like a slight ooiness to it.
Doesn't really matter to me.
And you still perceive the E vowel. It's just slightly modified. It's nice.
Mama just killed a man. Put a gun against his head. Pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away.
I love the rolled R he add on throne instead of throne. You can add a little R for, just add some like sort of elegance, if you will, or hoity-toityness, maybe a little bit to the music. Additionally, I'm really enjoying the way he's going back between an airy and condensed quality. He's not only demonstrating a really wide range, but a lovely choices of timbre. He's got it available. Okay. I like that expression on throne a lot. That was really cool. That gives a little more demonstration too of like how he can use his registers. I'm going to talk about falsetto, which is when guys flip over like a registration break, and you get a lot more airiness in the quality. You get a little more etherealness, and some people in pop will call that your head voice. Just FYI, when you're coming from a classical background, we refer to that usually as falsetto. So boop, let's go back a little bit. There were some really, really cool things in here. First of all, the style's awesome. Like the way he sings cry and like lets it just slide a little bit down at the end. Oh, I love the expression.
Didn't mean to make you cry. I'm not back again this time tomorrow. Carry on.
So I like he even has like a teensy bit of break after tomorrow. And then when he goes into carry on, he's so like almost indistinguishably flipping over to that other register. It gives it this beautiful sudden lightness in the sound, but he does it so smoothly. A lot of times people, when they're switching registers like that, it can splat. It can just be a total train wreck, especially if you're new to it. I mean, just try singing the same note in a lower register and a higher register and flipping back and forth. You'll probably crack a bunch if it's your first time trying it. You might have problems holding the pitch if it's your first time trying it. The way he effortlessly goes into another register is just stunning and indicative of great technique.
I'm not back again this time tomorrow. Carry on, as if nothing really matters. Too late, my time has come. Sent shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind to face the truth. Mama.
Oh man, this really makes me smile because there's like he's combining a lot of different elements of different styles in a way that to me just sounds really cool and really full and yet has lots of intricacies in it. It's just delightful to listen to. I love the open-throatedness in his sound. He's really got, you can hear that he's keeping it very open, like a lot of spaciousness back here. I don't hear tension entering it or constriction entering into the sound. I also love the way that I can tell he's singing with like a little bit of an inner smile sensation a lot of times. You see on his cheeks too, but when you have like a little bit of inner smile back here, that can actually help with keeping that open space as well. It can help lift the soft palate, help make a little more space back in that pharyngeal wall. So that's really cool to hear. And then at the same time, you know, he does have this really great buzz and focus on his sound, and like is able to use that to negotiate really fast runs at moments. That's fascinating and cool. And I just hear over and over this mastery between different registers. That's extremely impressive. Back one more time. Oh, this is just delightful.
Send shivers down my spine. Body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go.
Beautiful switch there. I love those runs.
I don't wanna die. Sometimes wish I'd never been bad at all.
Oh, yeah. I like that we have a solo that's about to happen on top of a grand piano. That's super duper cool. Yes. And a little other thing to relate about his voice I think is really interesting. He's got so much facility in the falsetto. He sounds almost like he's been trained like a countertenor and a baritone, which isn't unusual. A lot of times countertenors may have started their careers as baritone. So baritone being like mid-low voice and countertenor being a male who primarily sings in that falsetto. Often if you are a baritone, your switch in register for moving up to falsetto is going to happen at a slightly lower pitch, so that can give you a wider range to work with in the falsetto. Brendon here is able to go really low in that falsetto area as well, and then of course do some mixing in there too, which is delightful. So I think it's pretty splendid to also hear when he goes up there how he's able to add some more power. So I hear what we'd probably refer to as a little reinforced falsetto going on. Again, using classical terms, not pop terms. So it's just really cool to hear a voice that's been trained so thoroughly in these different registers in the voice. It's pretty amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go back and enjoy a solo on top of a grand piano.
Sometimes wish I'd never been bad at
The interactions between the band make it really clear that they enjoy hanging out together. I also loved a lot of the doubling in there from the guitar and the piano. There's some really fun things. Okay, whoop, keep going.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango?
Wait. I need to hear that again. I think he's doing that in his full voice. Whoa. Yeah, he's belting up on an E and F sharp there, I think, within full. So he's not flipping over at all. That's hot. Man, it's got some squealo on it too. It's very nice. Wow, that's high. I'm gonna go back again. Man, to be able to start that up there, he's using the G really well. So he's voicing that G on the pitch, which can really help when you're starting a super duper high note, especially one that is just going to be full out singing, right? We're not flipping over into like a higher, lighter tone. We're just keeping it in that heavier registration, essentially. And if you use that G to help you sort of solidify the support before starting the note, it can be super helpful. And that's what he's doing right here. Nice.
I'm just a poor boy now, but he loves me. Easy go, will you let me go?
Go higher. That's good. That was really good. He's got an excellent pitch too. Really nice. Loving seeing the other guys singing on stage as well. I think you've probably got backing track in there and band member vocals going at the same time so you can get like more of a full choral sound, which is very necessary for this part. Whoa. We're gonna go back and listen to sing Let Him Go. Man, when you're pounding those high notes like that over and over and over, it can be super exhausting, but he definitely sounds like he's keeping that open. He's not creating any sort of extra tension or constraint. It's nice.
Let him go! Mamma mia, mamma mia.
Was that a D flat or is that a B? We got a B flat. That's high. Okay, so that's going to be a B flat 5 that he does up there. I think, man, it's hard to tell. I'm pretty sure that one is going to be in the falsetto, but because of the way he's reinforced it there, it's like actually really difficult to tell. Before Let Him Go, that was still in that full voice, right? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. He's got a crazy range. And like just a lot of really impressive abilities within that range, like crossover essentially of different registrations and how he can use them. And then if you watch him, he's just like so happy. He's not like, oh, this is really tough. I'm going to do this. And like, there's not concern. He's just happy and singing and keeping that throat really open. A lot of times you get very concerned when you're singing. You'll see like lots of furrowed eyebrows and it'll add to the constriction as the throat is shutting down in preparation for a high note, which is exactly what you don't want it to do. So it's really great to see, like, not only is he playing the piano and doing it very, very well, despite strobe lights, but he's just got such a great attitude that's also super conducive to amazing singing. Okay, we're gonna go back a little bit. It's impressive.
Mamma mia, mamma mia.
also love the clarity of his sound. You know, when you're going to be like up in those upper registers, you need to modify those vowels a little bit. And sometimes, like if we have tons of text up there, sometimes it's really easy to lose. But I still heard his text up there really well. And then when he gets down here, like in this more baritone area, essentially, of his voice, it has even more clarity. It's just really easy to understand. I think it's a very attractive timbre overall. It's got that combination of the depth and the buzz and focus. And then I just always hear a little bit of smile in the sound, which is super, super nice. That moment where he screamed up the octave was also super awesome. So let's go back to it.
So you think you can stone me and spit in my eye? So you think you can love
It's like, you guys haven't had enough high notes, right? So I'm just going to add one in there.
in my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here.
I also like the way he adds like a little bit of distortion sometimes. Like there were a couple times in here at the ends of phrases, especially at the end of here, which I'll go back to. There's just a little bit of distortion he adds at the end, which gives it more of that rocker vibe. Right there. Like he kind of growls off it. We're not good. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. The way he's using some pitch bend in here, and like the way he hovered on it just a little sharp for a while before settling it back in. And also just the timing of it overall is just, it's really utter perfection.
Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters.
So it's so funny when he started to land on it, I thought, oh, is he going to land sharp on that? He's got amazing pitch. I'd be really surprised if he lands sharp, but he hovers sharp on the note. Like he's obviously sliding down, and then he slows the slide down as he gets closer to the actual pitch that he wants to land on. And he stays hovered in that sharp area, which brings a lot of tension. Whenever you hear something that's like extra, like just a teensy bit tune sharp, it often adds like an emotional feeling of tension to it. And so he does that, and he hovers for like it almost was like a split second too long, which is really exciting. And then when he does sink into it, and then even does like a little toss off of it at the end, I think it's brilliant. I'm gonna go back a little bit further.
Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters.
And you combine with that too, the way he's playing with that airy and condensed sound as well. And he's playing with vibrato in there and dynamics too. It's just like, whew, there's a lot that's happening. It seems like it's probably instinctual in a lot of ways, though I bet that he just very intentionally was hovering just a little sharp for like just a little longer than is comfortable.
Nothing really matters to me.
Okay, and I love the breath and the timing where he took the breath in and gave us a pause, like again building up that anticipation. And then when he goes to me, he actually moves through a couple different vowels while he's on me, which is fascinating. Oh, it's so good.
To me.
So the way he's moving through me, that vowel, it's all a tongue movement. So E vowel is where your tongue is really, really far forward, or like the blade. So if these were your teeth, your tongue is like, right? It's rolling very much into it. E. And he starts with his tongue a little flatter in the back and then rolls it forward as he's going through the vowel, which makes it a really interesting sound. Again, not something you would hear in a classical singer. Very cool in this setting. Let's go back a little more.
To me.
And the vibrato is spun upwards. Oh my goodness, I love that. And like the light run at the end.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. He is quite the talented and skilled singer. I greatly appreciated so many of the things that he did, and I feel like it really did live up to Freddie Mercury and gave a different twist to it as well, which is so important to put a stamp of uniqueness on it. I just love the different timbres he can bring to the sound. And I love that almost infectious smile that he's always got present in his sound as well. It definitely made me smile a lot and giggle a lot. Brilliant breath control, really good charisma on stage as well. I think he just can easily draw in an audience. And the way that he plays with vowels is fascinating. And the way that he plays with pitch and that pitch bend at the end, it just really got me. That was amazing. So a really fascinating singer. I'm so glad that I finally got a chance to hear and dive deep into Brendon Urie's voice. Obviously, the band did a fantastic job as well. I liked seeing them do the backing vocals too. That was really fun to have the guitar solo on top of the piano. And kudos to all those band members for singing and playing at the same time. Whew. Let me know if there are any other great songs to really dig into Brendon Urie's voice. I've heard a few on the radio. I think High Hopes is theirs. I think there are a few others that I've heard play, but never really done a deep dive on them or listened to them a whole bunch. So let me know in the comments down below if there's anything in particular that you recommend that I check out. And you can find me here every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Arizona time. You can also find me on Patreon. And if you want to learn more about singing or about music in general, I have courses about that at thecharismaticvoice.com. I hope to see you somewhere soon.